Kamangunenyu ale imite komye eng olda tugul ole imitei ako atochin eng tetutiet noton nebo kas mashinani nebo betutab raini ko oeng kasi tarik 26 arawetab 11 kenyitab 2024 no mite tuwai eng betutab rani kwane Bernard Tanoi ara itagat ko kitaune county nebo Nairobi ole eng nguno kokonu ng'alalenyi Prime Cabinet Secretary ne inen ko minister nebo tilyandit ab emotinwek chebo sang ole ng'ololen akobo kenyisiek 60 choto chebo tilyandit nemie eng kwenutab Kenya ak emotinwek cheterter ole eng nguno kokonu ng'alalet eng ofisisiek cheechen chebo ministry nebo tilyandit ab emotinwek ab sang ole eng nguno kagowong kongonu ng'alalet Musalia Mudavadi ole eng nguno ko neng'ololi ko principal secretary nebo ministry nebo tilyandit ab emotinwek chebo sang noto ko Dr. Korir Sing'oei ko ngekas kele mwoe ine eng igorata.
Any questions, any comments?
Your Excellency, Prime Cabinet Secretary, PS, allow me to just mention that this event is live, so Kenyans are watching it all over the country, so they hopefully have a better understanding of this diplomatic journey. So, would like now to come to the Q&A, and I want to invite members of the press to ask questions, and please, let's start with one round so you can make a comment, you can make one question, and then we can do a second round. So please be respectful to your colleagues. So let's ask one question, we do one round of answers, and then we go to a second one. Asante. And please, you introduce yourself so that we know who you are.
Thank you very much. My name is Melita Oletenges. I am here for Citizen TV. I have one question, Waziri. Even as we celebrate 60 years and the strides that we've made for the past 60 years in terms of improving our foreign policy, there have been setbacks, and particularly last week we saw the abduction of Ugandan opposition leader Kizza Besigye, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs said we are not involved in this. Perhaps what is the status of the investigations, particularly having foreign operatives operating in the country and conducting such an abduction? How are you treating this case? Thank you.
Thank you. Any other? And please, if you want to ask a question, come through the back so that we do not block the cameras. Anyone else? Please come over. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Abigail Gishere from Biblia Husema Broadcasting. And my question is, how do you tend to take foreign policy to the people? Thank you.
Hi, my name is Noémie Chalon. I work for Africa Intelligence, a French media outlet, and Kenya will be hosting the Africa-France Summit in a year and a half. What are Kenya's main expectations and plans for this event? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else? Or we could start with the responses, then you go to a second. Thank you.
With the kind permission of the PCS, I will respond to one or two questions. I will respond to the question of how we are taking the foreign policy to Wananchi. Number one, the manner in which the current draft of our foreign policy has been developed over the last 6 months has been very consultative. So we have had meetings with at least 12 major groupings of citizens, ranging from academia, health workers, trade unionists, and a couple of other stakeholders, including parliamentarians. And we have been able to get so many views and perspectives, about the kind of foreign policy that we should have. And so the ultimate document that will be launched on the 2nd is going to be a document that reflects the broad perspectives of Kenyans and truly captures their aspirations. But beyond the launch, our intention is to to use the words of the Prime Cabinet Secretary, to take this to Mashinani. We intend to undertake county dissemination forums, county dialogue forums on the policy. Secondly, we intend to translate the policy to Swahili, and we will have quite a number of media engagements around the policy, explaining different facets of it so that Wananchi can be able to appreciate what the policy is about. To the question asked by our friend from the French media, Kenya and France enjoys a very robust and positive relationship. As a matter of fact, I think you must have seen that yesterday President Ruto was hosting the State Minister for Francophonie and International Partnerships of France, at which it was announced this partnership around education. Basically, a 35 million euro facility of the French government to support the engineering department of the University of Nairobi in the area of artificial intelligence, so that Kenya's leadership in the area of tech can be sustained. And so the expectations of Kenya with regard to our hosting of the French Africa Summit in March 2026 is that we will be able to showcase how this partnership with France has meant not just to Kenya, but to many African countries. Our expectations would be that these would be an opportunity for people also, especially Africans, and particularly
Ko noto sirindet neo eng ministry nebo tilyandit emotinwek chebo sang Dr. Korir Sing'oei komi ng'yo ak Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi ne ine kora ko Cabinet Secretary nebo tilyandit emotinwek chebo sang kokonu ng'alalet kotinygei ak kenyisiek 16 chebo tilyandit nemie eng kwenutab Kenya ak emotinwek chebo sang. Kakong'alale ichek kora kotinygei ak arorutiet noto telelchini tilyandit eng kwenutab Kenya ak emotinwekab sang noto kolumda ministry nebo tilyanditab emotinwek chebo sang ole kosubkei ak Musalia konamegei arorutionoto ak magutik choto chebo kasari chetinyegei ak tilyandit nemie eng kwenutab Kenya ak emotinwek alak chebo sang. Ko eng nguno ko ng'ololi kora President William Ruto eng county nebo Kisumu ole indochini tuyet nebo 4th Investment Conference of the African Sovereign Governments Network eng Kisumu County ole eng nguno ko ng'ololi kongeipchit kele mwoe ine eng igorata.
The sugar law that is now going to provide greater space and a better focus on matters policy to support the whole industry in this region, so that instead of spending a lot of our money importing stuff, including sugar, we will instead be looking at mechanisms of export. And the partnership we are putting together with AfriExim will help us unlock that potential. Africa continues to face a deep economic crisis caused by a variety of complex challenges, ranging from slowing global trade, rising energy costs, and high food prices. These challenges are further compounded by a public debt burden that has reached concerning levels. Without a doubt, committed and consistent collective action is essential to deepen African integration, enhance our collective economic resilience, and promote greater levels of intra-Africa trade. Equally certain is the fact that going forward, Pan-African transformation will increasingly depend on institutions like AfriExim and many others to mobilize resources and create a conducive environment for investment in job creation, poverty reduction, industrialization, and a stronger export performance and accelerated development through intra-Africa trade. Allow me also to confirm to you the sentiments expressed by the Governor of Kisumu on matters to do with the lake ecosystem in terms of transport, in terms of facilities. And I want to confirm to the people of this region that the Cabonyo fish facility here that will provide 7 million fingerlings every year is off to a start to make sure that we restock Lake Victoria and to make it much more viable for our fishermen and women. We are off to a start in the 10 landing sites along Lake Victoria from Busia all the way to Migori. Specifically here in Kisumu, we have agreed with Professor here that we are putting up a landing site in Asat and Ogal. The advert for the same will be out in January, and we're going to spend about 300 million shillings to make sure that those facilities are available, and they will be managed by the county government of Kisumu to make sure that they also add additional facilities to facilitate the whole fishing ecosystem in our region. It is a big shame for us to import fish from Asia in the 21st century, 60 years after independence. That speaks volumes of the things we should not be doing. Secondly, I want to confirm to you again, Professor, as you have talked about the fishing boats and the entire fishing ecosystem with support in training and in making sure that the lake ecosystem has the necessary infrastructure. Again, I am looking forward to your partnership with my ministry responsible for maritime affairs and fisheries. We have an 800 million shilling facility for fish boats and training of your fisher folk. Again, beginning January, if you can have a conversation with CS Joho and his team, we are aligned to make sure that the whole of this Lake Victoria front, from Busia all the way to Migori, benefits from this facility as we improve our food security and ensuring that we import less and export more. And finally, because there have been major accidents, and you've said it ably, in Lake Victoria, and we lose a lot of people because of facilities that are not adequate, because of some of the infrastructure that is not proper, we have decided to do Lake Victoria Rescue and Coordination Center. Here, we are putting 2.7 billion shillings to make sure that any accident in Lake Victoria is attended to in record time, so that we can better support the whole ecosystem there and make sure that this is going forward. Allow me to say one more thing. I think Professor has ably said that this city can also provide a destination for conferencing and other facilities. And we need to leverage on the tourism assets that are available in Kisumu and the whole of this lake region. And therefore, the conference facility that is here in Kisumu, that was an investment of the national government, I want to confirm that we are ready to have a conversation with Kisumu County, and we want to bring our friends AfriExim on board so that through a public-private partnership, we can actually have an investment in the completion of that facility, in the building of the hotel, so that we can have a management program that will make sure that we unlock the potential of that facility where government resources have already been invested in. I know Professor understands very well, because he was our Minister for Planning, what public-private partnership can achieve. And there will be no problems of people saying anybody wants to sell any asset in Kisumu. So I look forward, Professor, to having that engagement so that we can bring in the private sector to work with us to unlock the potential in some of these infrastructure facilities as we go into the future. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to, in a very special way, thank Professor Orama and team, people from Shelter Afrique and team, and my good brother, the Secretary General, for what they are doing. As I confirmed to you, the Ministry of Devolution, which is handled at the office of my Deputy President, and the PS is here. We're going to unlock the issues that you have raised about the Secretariat in Nairobi. And I also want to confirm to you Kenya's leadership on matters to do with urban poor is on course. Right here in Kisumu, we are doing affordable housing. We have the first 2,500 units under construction. We have another 10,000 units under procurement in Kisumu County and 50,000 units along the 5 counties in this region. We have a big program on making sure that because the future is urban, we must prepare for it. And we must provide the infrastructure so that our urban areas do not become slums or places of poverty, but becomes active ecosystems of young people to get jobs and for us to move into the future. So our leadership on that front is on course. And when I am called upon to make a report under BICRAP, I will have a good report. You don't have to worry. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for attending this conference. I wish you fruitful deliberations and encourage you to take some time out of your busy schedules to enjoy the delightful attractions of our Lake City. The 4th Sub-Sovereign Network Conference is now opened. Thank you very much. God bless you, and God bless our country, Kenya. Asanteni sana.
Ko noto ko President William Ruto neiwangu ngalalenyi eng tuyet noto nebo 4th Investment Conference of the African Sub-Sovereign Governments Network eng Kisumu County ole kangongalale tuguk cheterter cheboto kanaptaetab sekta nebo nametab samakinik eng kebeberta nebo Nyanza eng kwenutab tetutik alak chetoreti kokanapta bandab tai. Kimache keba akoi county noton nebo Kericho ole kinyoru sirindenyo Robert Siele kotinygei ak kerichek chekaityakta gavana nebo Kericho koityi sipitalishek cheterter. Kerichek choto kobo alyetab silingishek million 50 ole kaityakta eng tokyinetab kokanapta tetutikab konyoiset eng county nebo Kericho. Kounoto komite sirindenyo Robert Siele ak gavana nebo Kericho Dr. Eric Mutai ole ng'ololen akobo tetutik chebo kanaptaetab sekta nebo konyoiset eng county noto koboto polatet noto nebo county nebo Kericho ole koisto MCAs rubeiwotab speaker Eric Bet eng betutab amut ole kobit neregek cheechen eng alak eng MCAs chebo county nebo Kericho koboto boisietab kibagenge eng kwenutab serikalitab Kericho ak serikalit neo nebo national government. Ko Robert Siele angot kinyorwa ko tos une tetutikab konyoiset eng county nebo Kericho.
Missing studio nebo Gas TV tedena nebo Gas Mashinani en guni ke bwana agenge county nebo Kericho la mache ngalala governor nebo county noton Dr. Eric Mutai missing ko tinge ka kwautet nebo betab raini nakaiti akta kerichek ke rabishek ke milionishek kana maktisab en county tat ketaki sipitalishek keterter en county noton nebo Kericho sikwarorwech kamanutiet anan ka kwautet nekaimuch ko betab raini ko bo kamanutiet tiana en county nebo Kericho ak missing ko tuget lelel nebo Shifakshia netesetai ngalalet en emoni. Excellency dakating zinata nebo Gas TV en betab raini ako mongen kerichek takten betab rain ko tos posiling ata ako mangwa ko bun kewelutik na tiana county nebo Kericho en nguni.
Yeah, ko missing shele akas angen ke arog ne gusumo angwan ko ne gusumo ke ko toma kenyor kerichek chiamot ne sipitalishek yok. Yagai ko ketinye kityo en Kenya mesema supply ne bore kemsa. Ne noto ne ko ne nyolo ko ko kerichek sipitalishek. Ko kiwe ne county stu la tamak sabi ko ganye ki kochim. Kiga leban magyache jonu suti lakini yeye retribution nenyonet negit arawek sumu kiwango ba lakini betu tabra ko baba ngamu ngako kerichek sipitalishek yoge ako kyala na galchi gal kerichek chebo silingishek 57 million asiko iti pikyo chigwangu nyalilsa ako seretyo kerichechu kukoro awelel ele kikoitoitoi kerichek kiibe kerichek direct mabure sipitali na store nebo Central Hospital kiibe agoi dispensary enga so kitinye dispensaries ak healthcare centers 185 so kongeten nguni subui kokakinam keib kerichek choton agoi dispensaries enga kakial kerichek chebo antibiotics kerichek chebo pressure ak kerichek aina akot chebo lagok chetoreti biik kyok across board so kori lengo nenyun kokoba kerichechu agoi ka dispensary yuno sikebos karamet neyoche kolany chito karit konyo kapkatet anan konyor kericho referral anan kosiko awet anan ko londiani lakini en wardit enga komuch konyor kerichek enga yundan yu
Chenno kotam korek en biikab emet kole anan ko imuch komiten afisaek chebo kanyoiset chemara tinye kakuketab kerichek choto ne tetutik chemara kainde ngunon ko gavana ak department nebo tililindo county nebo Kericho kerib kokaitetab kerichek asikoityi meng'ik konyor kelchin.
Kokoi mising kikinde systems chetononchi sipitali cheboru kele kerichek chetyana chokiibe ak movement nebo kerichek so that kot kaba Panadol cheten kole koboru system kole kakobosok Panadol kot kaba cheuchu koboru kole kouni kokoni noton kobos chorset nemiten ako torete kora kenai kele tokotyana stock neketinye tomo keit yoton lakini kitesetai ke-improve the systems nguni ko yikinye ko kiimuch kechor kerichek ngamun kikiyumchin store en Kericho lakini nguni kokorokwelel keib kerichek agoi dispensary nemiten gaa ko yeit gaa yuno koribe committee chemi yoton chebo dispensary committee chenyamu dispensary ak in titonye sipitali in charge chebo sipitali yoton kitinye approximation kerichek kyokiibu for example kobenye arawek somok so kingen kele imuch kusub korore sipitali neo Kapkatet sipitali neo Kericho nekinyoe biik kobun komoswek mbalimbali keker kanami sipitali yuno kotebenon chito nebo Lenguruan oli kole chobwech oret nekonekteni Samburet kolanda mitani angamun kitinye biik chebune Keresoi kobwone akoi gaa Kericho kitinye biik en Kapkatet chebune Bomet chebune Nyamira akoi ano ko saa sikine kochoktoi kerichek en yoton lakini kokinde mechanism asikobit sipitalishek choton kosib keibchi kerichek mapema.
Miten kora en nguni ngalalet kotinygei ak tuget nebo kanyoiset nebo ak SHA en county nebo Kericho tos mangen ale une boisietab tuganien sipitalishek chebo county nebo county referral nebo Kericho alak en county.
Amoche amwai biik kyok alechi president nenyon Arap Ruto kotindoi muguleldo nemie ak kotindoi keret nekararan nebo ng'alekab kerichek. En campaign ko kikamwa president nenyon ak kemwa ko serikalitab Kenya Kwanza kele kimoche ketoret mama mboga kimoche ketoret chichombo boda boda ko ngele mama mboga ko kakimwa chichi mi ng'wenyun ni motindoi income netiana ko en this program nebo chief ak SHAF ko in kakichop kele en HIV yukinyo kiliponi tugul flat rate kot ko bokol mut anan eliput ko eliput en chitugul lakini en noni ko kile chichi mi ng'wenyun ni motindoi ni motoche rabisiek chetiana ko lipa silingishek 300 ko ne wane ni kikilipan ako mara toche silingishek 1 million aliponi nguni ane 32,000 yukinye ko kiliponi nekit eliput agenge chito akine koliponi senator nenyon koliponi akine 32,000 chito akine akichek koliponi kounona ko akinam bichu mi higher bracket nebo income ko compensate nebo chichi mi ng'wenyuno sikobit kenyorun tugul equal healthcare nemokilelen kamokoriot kanyor better services anan imiten ng'weny kanyor services cheu ne ketreatene tugul equal in the county amoche asom bikyok alechi nguni en Kericho sipitali kien HIV ko kikoeke rabisiek kinakakilipan komobwone sipitali menai ile kabano lakini nguni en shivini tayari biik koregistan ako ko sipitali nyon ko en wiki nikonyen ko kikono report kele kakenyoru silingishek chenekit chenge 20 something million 18 million ak barakiat yono en Kapkatet sipitali ko kakenyoru silingishek 14 million ak alak chechang en betusiek tuteno chekimatam kekere yukinyen ko shift ko kora kobo sipitali so kachop kit neu revolving healthcare nekori kakinya biik lakini kakobek rabisiek koba kialden kerichek ko regulaten ng'alekab sipitali asome biik kyok ale kikose ng'alek chechang social media ak biik chechang che mara momokyin serikali chemiachen kolenji biik moboisie ng'alechu eb SHIF moboisie ng'alechu eb SHA chito neng'ololun koboisien Jubilee Insurance boisien Britam Insurance mongen ng'alechu ebo nanda accident lagok kikinyoen akagan ko kaikai iregistan sinyo sipitali mabois imwa ile kwa register amabois because nguni kengolole ko mamichi konyo kole kwa register amaboisie kabunu sipitali nguni ko kamwon nguni mama ngene kinyoe kole kara register o kakinya so kinasome biik kyok en Kericho komaton keyan koba boryoshek alak koloikitun ako metech ko register nguni biik nekit 170,000 Amajo some taken negative population with 900,000. So Amajo some picture on that huge bracket. No possible at 800,000. What Majestic is storing a rampi. What Majestic is storing a chicken labor at the guys Vitali. Davadali, Onger is not to Shanita.
Sa junda ngora wen weekend ko tinyo tanda tinu miten council no bokeri Jonathan ko president Dr. William Ruto ko ko ngalalen meeting ko tinga tu ki baka barate tap taw tap keri ko getar tu tene ma tina den wogenda ki do ko mangna le ngwai tos ka ile lak no mang ngun ko tu ta tu ki baka barate tap taw tap keri jo mangna le une ngun kurse ngone ko ti kan dok tu len council no tar bokeri jo ke no bo shetap ko bagenge ki suldaen ge nyor barate njeli masi barate taw tap keri jo ko man unat yana ye ki barate taw tap keri jo nu chumi no council
Amazing. Kiki got it negative 4 months ago. We told when President Brook Keate in Katiba. Kugangi got a report negative commissioner. Kichia commissioner, Gumi County and national government. Agi got a good department of lands. Quite assembly or assembly in one Miga no take Mata Guyagumi. Or the Nangi Yoga to Yotam of what Tagi. Koga worked our assembly. Kino so make it yokwagenge mami authority por yet ko yango ma president emporo amami borori yet negi go bore por yet bore met yong bin di tul ke kotina ke expandant town ko mag expandant town ke expandant jin gabran bagar jara mota president nyon ku chome garijo county awgo le kilian kasame president ale chengwe a special economic zone kulio president onamge actually was osini wara Dr. Cherule na la kwenya nabaga nto no the special economic zone kunye Cherule office ke goshine ko wage investors yibu more than 10 billion sinyoge yayi pite tuna ko center de manufacture ne ngari check aktu ke ba sotu meshe ba sebetale choni chegene ko create ne gazi shek more than 150,000 jobs for our youth amungaret no na mamina gargari cho manongityo ko mustage ko designated ke techo tele shek yechen get affordable housing or ike muje nyakwal bi kyak ago mengisi ni hota ni ana asugo mangwi taw no ne miten hospital she ke gororon ne miten suguli she ke gororon ne miten industries che gororon che go no opportunity kesir big because kunyo mungarede ku angitinye industry she chan yo angitinye toye ke change bwane kunyo ne mungarede lakini get the star ki burgo uni ku agera ku mungarede and that is why King Omo president anyanam the process immediately. Age go sinak squatter. Emi squatter ki sere te bitetu na kibogo. Ke go sinak squatter go le yo kasany. Nenge go no go 50 by 100. Show betaba nyuna o mete be yaga sene pokolo ke de sene ta town. Aga ke ay ngalega public participation okyon tukul because ke renyon. Kung get the star ki buri joguni ku bendi tawni gere lore tunguni go ki go china lore ko exit gere. Keri chunguni ko ngete no likyo mingi na mi primary. Kuto mwatesak il faut que nous biashara ko siriyo kita ala ramuta ko amungi tie geltir pororie ke tinye president ngolo le lu gait mo ngolo le ngareza ko nige boshe na phase ni asike actualize a new town bagricho ange ngolo le nguna bai ko ngolo le amut agine kinyo ki ngala wigi no amut ko ngolo le aken ne bai katera ago gogo yan golle mo lewe jamare jabot ko deswe runway enga bindege asinyo get airport no engericho so kingala la ke goshine singo miwi gini no ko ba ke akmin arab chiti anda chirchir ya cs chirchir konyo ko liani konyo ko mape na utkolle kimoje runway netiana because kire nyuni ke moje get the size of bubbles on airport in Nairobi an airport no muje konyo authority ke sporting tuku kyok chai chego across the region of Bagisi wa meta jutukul ko yugo konyo airport ko yetu biashara engericho because one of the things here at town go yeti kutuku airport so tukuchu ko som wana siasa na viongozi alinji ye ongi mution tunje chan ongi meten poloshek ongi meten tukuki motore diraya kinge some ngejoro ko kigone choba nafasi magelegi garora missing amagelegi mamibiki kisinda digatori lakini kigone choba nafasi ya kipekee asoba bitke boshi jinemet agi sultai joki goro asoha ketinye president ne nyonet no bundaga so airport kita airport nona by God's grace aktown ne amangwale kebendi ki so tona kanya assembly to that report waraga that report assembly kuchorige in national government konyega demarcations agi goji squat title deeds agi nam the expansion of the new town
Excellency ketingi ni kama sekretarian kora ko missing en kuni ko koi president nebo county ko kero boisionik anan yautik chetesetai en county assembly nebo Kericho che mara waletab kandoinatet ko yakas kora ngalal president missing kole keistoenge yautik chemokororon anan waletab kandoinatet ak ketokige boisionik ne kora kurseng'ung en sikikesu koityi ko county assembly ak kandoik tugul kotinygei ak boisietab kibagenge ak tilyandit nemie.
Ngemwa nei ko rire muguldanyun akane kosokere kakeseret bikyok ak siasa chemotoretige. Nguni ngeng'olole en assembly ni Kericho kotindoi majority leaders en 3 years yuton tomo kobek 3 years ko majority leaders chi kolewen akosto ko somok matese chapati esaletab raya. Committee deputy speaker nekokile kokisto ko ngo deputy speaker kinotebenge kobokotesto ano indoito ano rabisiekab raya chebo Kericho. Tuguchu kiborchinigei positions kiborchinigei ne ak ne kebirotigei keborchinigei kole kotoo ng'o kakimen ng'o lakini kosiretos biik chekilewenech. Amoche asom MCA sikyok tugul chebo Kericho alechi leye kikilewenech tugul keyai boisiet. Ako korosom ane wa gavana nebo Kericho ale motun takerotyin aibu county nenyonet. Ngoak tuguk cheu chu kindo television ko ngire television ko tuguk chekakibongan chebo county komokonye chi kotonyo kobangan tuguchoton because tayari kele en county nono kobo buchuit kityo. So atinye kanet ale ite uyan ak kwasom pastaek kwang'ololchi senator nenyon kwang'ololchi MPs chechoket tugul ale liye ongiyumgei tugul keikun kit agenge asikomuch keket Kericho ni kwo tai yuno. Kikonech bichu nafasi nemomi nekergei akokonech Jehova nafasi nemomi nekergei. Motoreti kitiyet motoreti ki boriet komwa president komie kole liye omuitechingei akoratgei ngamun kibiik kikikwech kimeleweni kergei ak chito notupche komeleweni your brother nyaso kityo kisichok twake ngwata ko kiretech age cheso tukut agenge bichu ngamun kisandukushek kole ko kor kakoyome raya ko kingen amune raya sikoyome kesobe bikyok chekele ongemuitechingei. Let us step up, let us mature enough akeyai boisiet. Ikere tuguk chebo kwong'utik kele kakiker assembly wany kakilian wany kakibirgei ako kitestai for almost 2-3 years kikwonge kele sikeyai. Nguni keng'olole ko county bursary boards ko kiroite kainutik koba assembly akoi nguni kotomo kiapprove assembly, which means kebe kouni komuch komakikoite bursary en January. Kakebirgei keborchigei ng'echerok kobokeutien kele mi raya cheseretos chemokyingei bursary. Aya ngeng'olole nguni boards nebo Litein ko kiakoite kainutik koba assembly arowek nekit aeng chekaba somok. Kakebirgei kobokeutien kele yoche kiapprove ne board nebo Litein ako yemokiapprove board nebo Litein new members komabwone rabinikab World Bank. That means rabinik chetabwone kewekto keluseni millions of shillings keborchinigei some very small funny city chemiten assembly chemotoreti raya. Nebo somok ko nong'olechi kakotonon ng'alekab ne town expansion because focus nenyon kimuche kekur special sitting nebo konyokiisten anun special sitting konyokeyai chu lakini mokitinye nafasi kekura special sitting kele ongetetera ng'alechu basari kotor ketara singomimi nekoikochi gavana kainutik mokitinye nafasi kele ongetar kainutik chumokyingei World Bank simaketa rabinik kotor kekochi gavana. Amoche osom bikyok tugul koboton akane ako kwali bikyok ongenyorchingei kat because tuguchu kiyoe kokakiseret bikyok ako kwana nebo county ni korire muguldanyun yan akere biik chemi eunekyuk biik chechang kabisa chesire 500,000 chebo Kericho ni chekere kwandanywan gavana kotorete shidaishek ko kit nekere kityo ko nyalilda ak biretab gei ako yan makiyai tuguchu assembly kotoret gavana korotokse eutab gavana because nguno mamuche akoita basari ngamun kikoexpiren board lakini tomo ko assembly ne koapprove kainutik kit neu Litein so korote eunekab gavana mamuche koyai kit age tugul kobetyin ngweny boisiosiek ngamun kot nekonyolu koyai ng'atutik kot nekonyolu koyai legislation kokakoutien ng'atutik chenyolu keyai. So it's not lost. Taketinye nekit 3 years akasab bikyok ale mato given up kiyai chekimuche ayae chomuche ake noker ale kakichomie MCA sikyok tugul kakichomie bikyok tugul subuhi ng'olol ak senator kemoe kichomie bikyok tugul angamun yan kachomie kandoik kobendi imuche komakichomie lakini nebo imuche komokele kichoronok lakini nebo maana yon miten chomiet nebo kasit keratoksei ak kebe taa ko counties alak.
So noton ko governor nebo Kericho Dr. Eric Mutai ngololchin ketishoni en oret ne inegen kole kakwarurutik ak tetutik cheterter chebo bandab tai en county nebo Kericho ak nebo kamanut mising ko boisietab kibagenge en kebeberta noton nebo executive county assembly asikebaorionji bandab tai en county nebo Kericho. So ngeten county nebo Kericho tuje noton nebo Kas Mashinani kainenyun ko Robert Sile testai ker Kas TV amun kimnatet naet.
Ko noto ko sirindenyo Robert Sele nekong'ololi nyo ak governor nebo Kericho Dr. Eric Mutai ole kakong'alale tuguk cheterter cheboto kakimitetab sekta nebo konyoiset ole kaityakta serikalitab Kericho kerichek chebo alyetab siling million 50 asikotoret eng tetutik chebo kanaptaetab konyoiset eng county nebo Kericho. Kakong'alale kora akobo bandab tai eng county notok koboto polotetab county ole kamwa kole chobot kobois ak MCAs koboto county assembly asikosulda boisionik chebo county nebo Kericho. Ko kounoto ko ngebe kamung'et kitigin asiyekiwege ketestai ak tetutiet nebo Kas Mashinani.